What is up, everybody? Welcome to The Leap after much technical difficulties over the last week or so. I'm Steve Lucas.
I'm Tim Hughes.
And, welcome. Holy fucking crap, man. We ended up having some serious technical difficulties setting up here today. Hoping that it stays good. I guess we're going to find out here. But, diving in. Got some decent stuff to talk about. Let's go and open it up with our peoples in Chicago. With Matt Nagy. Old Matt Nagy, man. I mean, this guy...
No offensive scheme whatsoever.
Dude, this guy doesn't have anything whatsoever at this point. I mean, it's gotten to a point to where I just feel real. Like I've said before, man, I feel awful for the Bears fan base.
Oh, God, yeah.
And this is coming from a Packer fan who just does not like the Bears, but at the same time, like, what exactly is it that, like, you would think that after last year, they would have gotten rid of him, maybe been like, you know what, maybe it might be time to move on.
Yeah.
But no, they didn't. They decided to keep this guy. And not just keep this guy, but...
Nagy's shelf life has expired, a year ago.
Dude, he's not even like that chunk of... Right, it's not even like that chunk of fucking meat that you got there that you're like, you know what, if it passes the smell test, it'll be okay.
Yeah.
This isn't that smell. This is like that chunk of cheese that's been hanging out in the back for the past 8 years. Yep. It's grown so much freaking crap on it, it's got its own damn ecosystem now. Like, it is awful. Yep. And I've seen a lot of these guys online, who are bashing the fuck out of it. Like, I literally saw this dude on TikTok who is a Bears fan. And he literally changed his entire freaking page to be Lions-based. Because he's like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to be a Lions fan this week. I want to see the Lions go ahead and beat the Bears so they will finally fire Nagy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, exactly.
And I can't blame the kid.
Oh, no.
I can't, like, there's that part of me that's like, okay, you're doing this as a bit of a stunt, whatever, but then there's that other part of me that's like, I can't say I wouldn't do the same thing.
Exactly. Now, being a Packers fan, I say to the Chicago Bears management, keep Nagy. Let's just keep it going, I mean...
Sign him to a 10-year extension.
Exactly.
Sign him to a 10-year, $800 million extension. Have no cap whatsoever. Have the Bears be the literal just jokers of the fucking NFL for the next decade.
mean, and that's saying something because the Lions are so bad. Yeah. But, oh my God, like, how do you...
See, I feel that there is more for Detroit's future right now.
Oh, completely. The Bears.
In what they have going on than the Bears right now. And that's saying that the Bears overall have a much more talented team.
Right.
Still have a damn good defense.
Oh, yeah.
Their offensive line is garbage. But they still have some skill position players. And Justin Fields is their QB of the future.
Oh, yeah, and he's going to be good.
Yeah, he's a damn good QB.
All right.
So, like, seeing all those things, it's kind of like... But then I see, like, how Detroit, it's like, okay, they're lacking in a lot of areas. Their defense is non-existent. Good. They don't have a QB that's worth a damn. They got some a couple of decent skill position players.
Iffy offensive line, but, I mean, I think it's better than the Bears.
Probably still on par with the Bears. Okay, well, here's the thing. They have Sewell, who is, even as a rookie, is a great offensive lineman. He's already a step up than anybody the Bears have on their offensive line.
They don't have anybody.
But the key thing is that coaching staff in Detroit.
Oh, yeah.
That coaching staff in Detroit is top-notch.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I wouldn't say top-notch, but, like, for
adequate.
Detroit, considering what they've had recently...
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, their coaching staff is a hell of a lot better than Chicago is right now.
Yeah.
Like
Chicago just can't seem to fight their way out of a paper bag.
Can confirm.
Yeah.
Can confirm. Like it's
Pretty nasty. Yeah, I mean, like I said, Bears management, keep Nagy if it, because we'll keep winning. But if you want a better team, you should fire him. He's not
Agreed.
good.
Agreed. They should fire him. It's a fucking joke. Like they need to do something.
Oh yeah,
And it's kind of a shame because, like, looking at the Bears the last few years, it's like on paper they've done a lot of really good things to like actually beef up their team and beef up their franchise. And it's like, okay, these guys might actually go ahead and start being a contender again here soon. But then you go ahead and you look at that coaching staff, and it's like, dude, you could go ahead and, you could have Rodgers as the QB, Devontae, D-Hop, and fucking and Cooper Kupp as your receivers. You could have Derrick Henry and Jonathan Taylor. Grab the entire freaking Browns or freaking Colts offensive line and grab every single one of the best defensive players in the fucking league off of all the different teams out there, and they would still be garbage because Matt Nagy is their coach.
Right, exactly.
Like they would what's sad is that all those guys would be there, and I could still see those guys losing to the Houston Texans because Nagy can't coach his way out of a fucking, not even a wet paper bag. You can just go ahead and grab a piece of paper that's shredded to shit, and he would be all like, what's going on? I can't do any of the things. Like, just...
Yeah.
I saw a rumor that Nagy is going to be getting fired after the Thanksgiving Day game. Like, pretty much regardless of the outcome.
Well, yeah. I'm fine with it.
Same. I mean, same. I feel like Nagy, like, part of me wants to see Detroit win because, for one, I want to see Detroit get that one win.
Yeah.
I don't want to see another in however many season from them. No. I want to see them get at least one W. Even if they don't get any more the rest of the year and they go into the next year with the number one pick, like, just get one win. And if it happens to be here tomorrow during that Thanksgiving game,
so be it.
So be it. Oh, and also, happy freaking Thanksgiving to everybody out there. I hope you guys, have good times. You guys are all safe. I know lots of people are going to be out there traveling and whatnot. Eat lots of food. Enjoy those games. And, yeah. Let's go ahead and hop into the next thing here. Our Whitewater Warhawks, man, went ahead first week of the freaking college playoffs for them, beat the brakes off of Greenville 69 nice to 7. And I'm not gonna lie, man, I always love seeing how our little football team here in this little chunk of fucking nowhere somehow always seems to find themselves in the position to go and get a national title.
Yeah,
even though it's Division 3. Yeah, like, even though it's Division 3, like, they're still going out there and they're getting fucking W's. Like, I don't know. I have a lot of respect for that and a lot of love for that freaking team. Like, just knowing that, like, where we live at, it's got probably one of them, like, it probably has the best one of the best non-Division 1 football schools in the country.
There are people that think they should be Division 2. But, I mean...
I remember that conversation. What was it? Yeah. A few years back after they won their last national title. Well, it was back during that stretch, I think, where they won, like, fucking a whole bunch, like, 3 or 4 of them consecutively or some shit. Like, when they won a lot of those, they were like, man, should we bump these guys up? Like, they got the program to do it. And that was during the point when their football team was winning, the basketball team was winning, their baseball team was winning. Like,
yeah, they won three national
Yeah,
championships
in 1 year.
in 1 year.
Yeah, I
That's
remember
pretty
that.
Insane.
And what was crazy is that they even won a bunch of stuff before that too. So
Right.
like seeing that, it's like maybe they should. They're like,
Yeah.
I know some people are like, well, you know, they're gonna be playing tougher competition, and it's like, yeah, but when they're beating teams that are supposed to be on their level,
Right.
69-7,
Well, Greenfield wasn't on their level.
they made the playoffs.
Well, yeah, that's true.
I mean, I know they're not Mount Union or anything like that, but
Yeah.
like at the same time,
Wait, you mean Buckeye Junior
Mm.
College?
if we're gonna go that one, then let's just go with the McDonald's University football team.
Pretty
Like,
much true.
But no, like honestly, like I know we got some more Hawks to go ahead and watch us here. I just want to go ahead and say for both of us here, congrats, good luck, keep kicking ass, go get yourselves a fucking ship here, boys. Go get it.
Get the stag.
Yeah, you guys got to go get that fucking paddle steamer, and I love it. But moving on here, the next little bit here that we got, the Giants. I'm really shocked at this. The Giants went ahead and they fired Jason Garrett after their loss to the Bucs this week, and honestly, like, just straight up, I don't understand how any team could have Jason Garrett as a coordinator right now.
No.
Like, after what happened in Dallas, you would figure that like teams would be like, you know what?
Maybe not.
Maybe let's not have him running an entire portion of a team.
Right.
Like I know that he was a pretty decent QB coach.
Yeah.
Have him as a QB coach.
Oh,
somewhere.
yeah.
Like, like I'm not saying he doesn't deserve to work in the NFL at all because that's just not fair.
Right.
But like,
but not to that level.
not to that degree. It's like he goes from being a coordinator in Dallas
to
riding off the coattails of what fucking Tony Romo was doing at the beginning there, and what Dak was doing at the beginning of his career. Couldn't get anything done because, you know, he was so busy focusing on the fucking, you know, on just clapping the whole time, not doing anything to actually help his fucking franchise. But then he goes to New York and it's like, okay. But also at the same time, I have to kind of think about it. It's like, okay, New York, like, you guys, it wouldn't matter if it was Jason Garrett there or
me.
It wouldn't matter who the fuck was there. It wouldn't matter if it was Jason Garrett. It wouldn't matter if it was Kyle Shanahan. It wouldn't matter if fucking Matt LaFleur or... It wouldn't matter who was in that position. Bad. The team is bad, and it's a shame because they're winning. They're winning some games,
right?
Like not exactly against any great teams by any stretch, but they're winning some games. They're kind of on the mediocre end of things, but I don't know. To me, I feel like
they've had a lot of injuries.
Yes,
a lot of injuries.
Well, I mean, yeah, with fucking.
Well, then again, what team hasn't had a lot of injuries?
Very, very true. Hold on here. I just want to give this a quick share to the peoples. Let the peoples know that we leave. Send that to Harrison. We'll send you a link. We'll send that to Maddie. Send that to the boys.
I am the link.
Send that to the boys. Even though I know none of the boys actually watch this shit. Well, half these fucking boys can't even be bothered to set their fucking lineups.
Yeah, set your fucking lineups.
Come on, guys. Like, I swear to God, dude, if one of our guys ends up losing, like, I hate to say this and I hate to go ahead and go on a fucking tirade live on this shit, dude, but at this point, when both he and I have lost to a dude who refuses to set his lineup because he's got Jonathan Taylor fucking going ahead and scoring 50 burgers and not having to worry about the rest of your lineups, not only are you the reason why this shit gets killed for most people, but also guess what? You are securing yourself to not be part of our league next year.
Yep.
Like, I don't care if you've gotten W's. Like, you do the basic shit. Like, if he was setting up his lineup, like, if that guy would have been setting up his lineup, he would be fighting for a playoff spot right now. Yeah. He would be. Yeah. And now he's closer to the bottom of the fucking pile because, you know, he just can't
take like 2 minutes.
Yeah, he can't keep himself freaking going for long enough to.
My attitude is, you know, if you want to play fantasy football, do the stuff that you need to do to play fantasy football. If you don't, then just don't play. You're not doing any of us any favors.
You know, that actually reminds me, I didn't even set up a starting bench for this week.
Oh.
So we're going to end up having to just kind of, we're just going to end up wing it. Yeah, we're just going to wing that. We're going to do it on the fly. And
okay.
When it comes to that time, we're just going to, you know.
Well, you know, we could do that, you know, while we're doing the pick'ems, you know.
We probably could, yeah. Let's go ahead and, but yeah, like, okay, so Jason Garrett here. A part of me feels like Jason Garrett is not going to be having a position coaching for a while.
Oh, yeah.
In my opinion.
Yeah, he's got enough money, though. He can just kind of, you know, hang out, you know, in Hawaii or something, and, you know.
I mean, yeah, he could just go and chill at home and I guess not have to really worry about it. It's kind of like, come on, man. Like, could we maybe, I don't know, like, I don't want to necessarily blame everything there on Garrett, but also at the same time, like I was saying, like, why are you guys giving this guy... It's like Nagy. Why are you guys continuing to give this guy a fucking chance?
Well, yeah.
Like, what are you accomplishing by doing this?
Right.
Like, putting guys that have no fucking business being there. And I know there's probably some of these people being like, oh, you don't know what it takes to work in the NFL, and it's like, well, here's what I do know. I do know that Jason Garrett has not worked for a winning organization since he was a fucking offensive coordinator for the Cowboys.
Yep.
That was the last time he worked for a winning team.
Wow.
That was the last time he had a defense that broke the top 20. So you go ahead, like, I know we might just be a couple of guys sitting in a freaking basement in the middle of bumfuck Wisconsin. But
it's in my basement.
But at the same time, I look at this and say, hey, facts speak for themselves.
Yep.
He has not put a offense to be more than a top 20 since he worked for the Cowboys. And
that's crazy.
And that's with what is now, you know, the Cowboys have got like a top 5 offense right now with basically the same fucking people that were there when Garrett was there.
Right.
You know? When Garrett was there as coach of the Cowboys, he had Amari Cooper, he had Dak, he had Zeke, he had an amazing offensive line.
Oh, God, yeah.
You try to tell me, like, and the thing is it's like, when Mike McCarthy, well, Kellen Moore, but when Mike McCarthy and Kellen Moore are able to take those guys and put them into, well, depending on who you ask, top 5, top 3 offense in the league right now, like, it makes you really wonder, like, hey, should this guy even be fucking anywhere near here? You know? But yeah, moving on here. Let's talk about the Buffalo Bills.
What happened to the Buffalo Bills?
Really, though?
I mean...
These guys started off so hot.
Well, except for the Pittsburgh game.
You see, I kind of give that as a bit of a fluke because for week one, the week 1 conundrum. I try to never count week 1 enough, but then they went out and they were beating the brakes off of people. God, yeah. You know, the Bills have what's supposed to be really good defense.
Yeah,
MVP
I mean, for
candidate.
The most part, they're like number 1, number 2. You know, up until last week, they were. I think
the last few weeks, like the Bills' defense has not been producing. Anything. They haven't been able to stop anybody. And the Bills' offense, like Allen, dude. Allen's going ahead and throwing 2 picks this last week. Crushing, like, and Okay, I will admit that Indianapolis has got one hell of a good team.
Oh yeah.
You know, they got
Yeah.
a great defense, really good offensive. Like in all reality, the only flaws in that Indianapolis system right now is Carson Wentz as their quarterback
Right.
and that receiving core.
Oh yeah.
Like,
Definitely.
and the receiving core is still pretty good compared to like some of the other teams in the league, but you know, like really, it's that defense and that running game. You know, Jonathan Taylor going ahead and basically being Derrick Henry Jr. at this point.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh
like
yeah.
I feel like the Bills need to figure it the fuck out.
Oh, definitely. No, you're absolutely right.
You know, because it's like, what are you doing, McDermott? What are you doing, Allen? You guys are supposed to be this amazing fucking team. Supposed to be a basically surefire thing for a fucking Super Bowl this year. And right now, you guys are looking at potentially losing your division to Mac Jones
Yep.
and Bill Belichick.
Yep. Exactly.
What?
Yeah, how did that happen?
Right, like
That's
I knew
crazy.
that the Patriots were going to be better once they got their once they kind of knocked the rust off and Mac Jones was finally able to kind of do something, you know, kind of figure out his identity in the league.
Right.
But like, and which he totally has.
Oh
Like,
God, yeah.
you know.
He definitely is. I think he's the best quarterback right now.
That rookie class, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean,
Well,
Justin Fields is close.
Justin Fields, I would put as a very close second. I feel like Justin Fields would probably have taken a step above Jones if Justin Fields was on hell, I don't even want to say if he was on any other team than Chicago, because I think Chicago as a whole is a good fit for him. If he had any other coach than Matt Nagy,
Right.
you know, because Mac Jones, he's stepping into a team
The
that's got a
best
great,
coach
Yeah.
probably in the last 20 years.
potentially ever.
Ever.
You know, like that's one
Well,
of those
and that's hard to say that because we had Vince Lombardi.
Yeah, that hurts. That hurts here in the
Yeah.
cockles a little bit to
Yeah.
say that Bill Belichick could potentially be the greatest coach of all time.
But it's true.
I
I
mean,
mean, 7, is it 7?
six titles. What is it, like fucking
4.
9 or 10 fucking total? No, I think it's 9 total Super Bowl trips.
Yeah.
And
That's insane.
right, like, dude, like in almost a 20-year span, half of those years you led your team to a Super Bowl.
Oh, God, yeah. Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
Like, you know,
I mean,
remove Tom Brady from that fucking equation. We're not going to worry about that stuff, but just looking at it from Belichick's standpoint, it's like, guy could potentially be the greatest coach of all
but
time.
then again, I think any quarterback, case in point, Matt Castle,
Brian Hoyer.
could go into that system and be a good quarterback.
Yeah. Well, because the system itself is not designed to rely on the
one
quarterback.
person.
Yeah, it's not designed to rely on the quarterback. Like,
No.
a lot of people try to say that stuff about Brady being like, oh, well, Brady makes his team better and blah, 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 blah. And it's like, dude, you guys could have grabbed any other top end.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, but if Peyton Manning were on that Patriots team,
Holy cow.
could you imagine the level of rings they would have?
Oh, jeez.
It would have been
That would have been
insanity.
insane.
Or if you were to throw a Drew Brees or a Brett Favre or an Aaron Rodgers or yada yada, grab any top end.
How about a
QB.
Dan Marino? Could you imagine that?
Oh my god, Dan.
Yeah, that would have been pretty crazy. Because
Oh.
Dan never won one.
No.
That's
That's something, I know this is going to go a little bit off topic, but this is kind of one of those points that like really kind of irk me when I hear people talk about Tom Brady being the GOAT. And it's kind of like, how could you consider somebody like Tom Brady the GOAT when, yeah, great, he's broken all of these records however many years later.
Right.
You know,
he's been in the league longer.
He's been in the league 22 fucking years.
Yeah, he's gonna break a lot.
He's gonna like after 22 years in the league. I would hope he would have all the goddamn passing records.
Because if he didn't, then he wouldn't have been a good quarterback to begin with.
Right, like yeah, and I don't. And the thing is, it's not like we're gonna say that he's a bad quarterback.
Oh no, he's not.
But like, you know, if you were to like, the thing is that before Brett Favre broke Dan Marino's record, Dan Marino was the GOAT.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Like, there was no denying it.
Oh, yeah.
Like, and he never won a ring. And then all of a sudden, because the Patriots won a whole bunch of fucking titles, and not just because of Brady. Like, I remember I had this conversation with this one guy where I brought up the super team thing. And he's like, he didn't have super teams with the Patriots. I'm like, every single year that he went to that Super Bowl, he had a top 3 defense.
Yeah.
Every single time. Had a top 3 defense, had a top end kicker, best coach in the league.
Good offense.
And a good offense.
Yep.
Like, it was good enough to get him there. So, like, going and saying that he doesn't have super teams, like, that's ridiculous. Yeah, people started saying, well, he didn't have any really top-end receivers until he had Randy Moss. And I'm like...
What?
I just had to kind of sit back and be like...
No, that's not even close.
Yeah, like, just because they weren't Hall of Famers doesn't mean that they weren't good.
Right, exactly.
Okay, like, you're trying to tell me that...
Deion Branch?
I was just about to say Deion Branch, actually. Well, the thing is like, Deion Branch was one of the most underrated receivers ever.
Know. Deion Branch was really good.
He was really good. And it's like, I don't know, like, but the thing is it's like, you guys need to stop going ahead and holding this level of success of, like, what constitutes the GOAT based strictly off of a title. Because if that's the case, that means that Boomer Esiason is better than Dan Marino.
Which isn't true. Which
is not true.
Boomer was a good quarterback, but he was no Dan Marino.
He was aight.
Well, you know what I think? I'll go the other route with this. I think that even though you have, let's say, Dan Marino, Fran Tarkington, that never won a title, I still think that it doesn't matter. Because a quarterback should not make your team. It should... If that's the case, well,
if you have
that's
to worry,
good, but...
Yeah, if you have to worry about your quarterback to make or break your team, then obviously your priorities are not in the right place.
Right, exactly, because it should be a team effort and not just one player carrying everything.
Right. Like, if that... Yeah, like, that's the thing, is it's kind of like, if you're going and saying those types... saying that, you know, championships are the only thing that matter, then that means that, you know... Like I was saying, Boomer Esiason's better than fucking Dan Marino. Eli Manning, Joe Flacco.
Yeah. Which
all better than Dan Marino.
Aren't the case at all.
Right. Not the case at all.
Yeah, I don't think you can go under that criteria at all. I think that...
It's a stupid thing to frickin' bring up. It really is.
It is. And it bugs me because it's like, you know, I give Dan Marino huge amounts of props, and I'm not necessarily a Dolphins fan. I respect the Dolphins for what dynasty they had, and they've had some good teams. But by the same token, I mean...
Only undefeated team in NFL history.
I know. Exactly. What about the... No, the Patriots lost.
They lost to the Super Bowl, yeah.
Okay. But still, I mean, you know, it's like... Quarterbacks, you shouldn't say that a quarterback is bad just because they've never won a championship. Because look at Archie Manning. Archie Manning was on some pretty bad teams.
Yeah.
You know.
And he still ended up having one hell of a career.
Oh, God, yeah.
And being the patriarch of probably the greatest QB dynasty to ever live.
Yeah. You're absolutely right.
Like, did you hear, and I know that we're going completely off topic, did you hear that Cooper Manning's kid is... He's looking to get... I think he's going to play, if I'm not remember, he's going to play for Eli's and Archie's alma mater. He's going to play for Ole Miss.
Really? Mm-hmm. Oh, that's cool.
So, we are potentially about to see third-generation Manning going
That
to
would
be
be
possibly
pretty cool.
entering the league. And
the funny thing is Cooper never made it.
no, he didn't make it on the level that Eli and Peyton did.
Nope.
But I mean, that's okay though. Like,
Yeah,
you got two out of three.
Yeah.
And Cooper.
2 out of 3 ain't bad.
Right, and like one of them is considered, in my opinion, to be the actual GOAT.
Oh, yeah.
Peyton Manning, in my opinion, is
yeah.
the GOAT. Like,
Oh my God, that was just sick. Some of the things that he was able to do were just sick.
and he did it without elite arm strength.
Oh yeah, yeah.
He could literally, that guy could, like, what was sad is that you even look at Peyton Manning's last year, he could not throw over 40 yards.
No.
He couldn't do it. But he could step out there and he would destroy you with his mind.
Oh yeah. Very
He could literally
solid
go
guy.
out and he could go out and make top end secondaries look like the fucking Muppet Babies.
Oh, God.
With his mind.
Oh yeah, yep, exactly. He wasn't a very fast runner either.
No, he wasn't fast. He wasn't the strongest quarterback, but my God, was he the smartest guy out on that
He was
field.
the little engine that could.
Yeah, he literally he was the epitome of field general quarterbacks.
Oh hell yeah.
He just knew how to go out there and manipulate.
Destroy a defense.
Yeah, he could manipulate a defense in so many different ways, and that's just awesome to me. Like,
I look at him as the Cal Ripken of quarterbacks. Because Cal Ripken
it's a great comparison.
was the same way. His mind was so great. I mean, he had so many different batting stances for different pitchers, or and he would do that all the time. And it kind of reminded me with Peyton, with the different plays that Peyton would put in there.
I agree. It's just insanity, in my opinion. Like, but yeah, no, I would love to see. I think it is Cooper. It's Cooper's son, but I can't remember his name. I think he's actually named after Archie.
Oh, really?
I think he's
that's
Archie.
kinda
I think
cool.
he's Archie the second or the third or some shit like that. But yeah, apparently he's committed to Ole Miss,
Cool.
and that means that within the next 5 years, we may potentially see another Manning
That
in
would
the
be
NFL.
awesome. I would like to see that.
I would.
Kind of reminds
I
me
would.
of the Matthews family.
Yeah,
I mean,
I would. I could definitely see that, or even the Longs.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
Just seeing. I love seeing second, generational players. Like that, they take after their father, their grandfather's footsteps. Like that to me is just really, really cool. Yeah. And you know what? All I gotta say is best of freaking luck to him here.
Oh yeah, definitely. What about Cam Newton?
What about Cam Newton?
I think it's kind of interesting that Cam Newton is back with the Panthers.
Yes, I like the homecoming. I like the fact that to me, I will admit that it does look like Cam's got his swagger back.
Oh yeah, you can
to the moment, dude, the opening they did for for last week? They had him come out last. And they basically did a big, huge homecoming thing for him to be like,
I'm here.
Superman is home.
Yep.
Let's fucking go. And he did the running out of the tunnel. Whole crowd's going nuts. Pops out the freaking Superman, and it's like, you know what? I like that. I like that. Maybe that was exactly what he needed, was for him to be home.
Oh yeah, I think it was. I don't think he fit in with the Patriots at all. I mean, it just didn't work.
I didn't
for
see
that
it.
style of offense. I don't think he really fit in there very well.
No, he didn't. In my opinion, he was not a fit. He wasn't a good fit for the Pats. Honestly, I didn't necessarily even understand why Carolina even really let him go.
Yeah.
I understand that he wasn't playing that great at that time, but also it's all he had was McCaffrey.
Right.
He didn't have any
He
receivers.
didn't have DJ Moore. He didn't have Robbie Anderson.
No. And he had what? He had Greg Olson at the end of his career,
Right,
who wasn't doing anything,
right.
couldn't get off of IR. Nothing against Greg Olson,
Oh,
but
he's
that's
great.
just how it was. Yeah, he was a great tight end.
Yeah.
But like when literally all you can do is, okay, well, we're gonna hand off to frickin' Christian McCaffrey.
Or we're going to pass. to
We're gonna
Christian
swing
McCaffrey.
one out to Christian McCaffrey in the
Yeah.
flat, or we're gonna do a screen to Christian McCaffrey.
What-
Or we're going to do a wheel route to Christian McCaffrey. Like, it wouldn't matter who you had as a QB there. When all you have to throw to, and love Christian McCaffrey,
Right.
but like, when all you have is that, like,
That's a one-dimensional offense.
how can you expect any QB?
Right.
Like, you could put fucking Aaron Rodgers in there, and mind you, Aaron Rodgers is better than Cam Newton. He'd probably do a little bit better, but, like,
It's still-
when you know that your only X factor is him, it's like, what are we... And you don't have that didn't have that great of an offensive line. Like, your defense was faltering
Yeah.
because, that was right, especially after Kuechly left.
Yep.
Like, once Luke Kuechly left, it was all over for that.
Oh,
for them.
completely.
But no, I like the fact of him being back. I think what might end up happening, it kind of sucks that like they gave up what they did for Darnold, because I thought at the beginning of the year Darnold was actually doing pretty good.
Oh, at the beginning he was, and then when McCaffrey got lost, he got lost.
Mm-hmm.
Completely lost. He just couldn't seem to...
Which is kind of a shame, because it wasn't just that offense
Right.
that got lost. Like, before McCaffrey went down, Carolina had the
good
number one
defense.
defense in the league. Like, they were
Yep.
going out there making people look stupid. It was
Yep.
awesome. But
Yep.
at the same time, it's kind of like, okay, well, what are you gonna do here? I guess we're gonna see how they're gonna do things for the future here. I would like to see the potential of them keeping Cam for a few more years. Because
Yeah.
I'll say this right now, McCaffrey, once McCaffrey found out that Cam was coming back, McCaffrey was happier than a pig in shit.
Oh, hell yeah.
He was.
Oh,
he was.
yeah.
He was so happy because he's like, yay! Like, my guy is back. Like,
Right,
because
right.
in my opinion, McCaffrey's best work
Was
was
with
when
Cam.
Cam. Like,
Oh, yeah.
because those two together were just,
Yep.
so nice. Like, and I'd love to see some more of that. But off of the
Okay.
distraction stuff.
Sorry about the
Yeah, but hey, we weren't on last week. We're knocking the rust off. Okay, I'm shocked that we're not running into any technical issues. God, I'm really hoping that this saves where it needs to.
Yeah.
But let's go ahead and hop into an upsetting note. Oh, God, this one irked the shit out of me.
What?
Minnesota, man, beating us this last week.
Yeah, I know. That wasn't good.
That was not... Well, okay. I think that goes to show what we've been saying about Minnesota this entire year.
Mm-hmm.
They're a good team.
Oh, they are a good team.
They are a really good
Yeah.
team. And that Kirk Cousins and that offense are no fucking joke.
That man, you've got two really good receivers and a good running back and a good quarterback.
Yeah.
Cousins
People are
has,
still dogging on Cousins. And it's like,
I dogged on him until this year, and he opened my eye.
yeah, he opened my eyes to it. Like, now, am I going to say that he's an MVP candidate? Well, no. He's not. But, like,
But he's a good quarterback.
has he earned his spot?
Oh yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. What
Like-
he threw? What was it? 3 touchdowns last week.
It was like 300. I think it was 380 some yards and 3 touchdowns.
So that means he has 21 touchdowns and I think 2 interceptions. He would have had 3, but
Let's go ahead and take a gander here.
I think it's 21 and 3.
I gotta figure out.
21 and 2. He would have had 3, but there was a penalty on somebody for something.
He has only had 2 games where he's thrown under 200 yards.
It's pretty.
And he only has 3 games where he's only thrown 1 touchdown. He has 2 interceptions, 1 fumble. And yeah, he has so total right now, he has 2,775 yards, 21 touchdowns, and 2 picks.
That's really good.
That is really good.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
I mean, he's averaging good. He's doing a good job. Like,
yep.
the team itself is not doing that good, but like I've said before, it is not Kirk Cousins' fault.
No,
that their defense is screwing the pooch and their special teams is garbage,
yep.
and their coach just Zimmer.
Yeah,
God, that guy's such a fucking joke. But yeah, no, like, and it kind of sucks seeing, like, because when I see stuff like that, the main reason why I wanted to bring this one up, the Packers are not going to win the Super Bowl this year.
No. And a lot of people are going to be upset about that.
Yeah, I know. I like how, like, that one guy in the gas station being like, have some faith in your team. I'm sorry, dude. Like, do I want to see us win a Super Bowl? Absolutely. I want that so fucking much. But the thing is, though, is at the end of the day, I'm a realist when it comes to this. I see things as they are. And so do you. What, like, do you... Let me go ahead and just throw this out there to anybody who legitimately wants to go ahead and question our loyalty to the Packers here. Do you guys legitimately think that we're going to have a number 1 seed for the NFC?
I don't think we are.
No, we are not. It's going to probably be between the Bucs or the Rams, potentially even the Cowboys, depending on how well they play. Going into the final stretch.
It would have been Arizona.
Well, Arizona too, yeah. I think Arizona still has a shot at that. But do we have enough to get past these teams in the playoffs?
Well, that Jenkins injury really hurt.
Yeah.
Bakhtiari, somebody told me that he was having arthroscopic knee surgery again.
I haven't seen anything.
I don't know if that's
so
true
I'm not
or
sure.
not, but
I'd have to look that up.
Yeah.
No, we don't have our best offensive lineman out there right now. We don't have our best pass rusher. We don't have our best we don't have our best secondary player in Jair. We have a quarterback who, while still playing very good and, by the end of the year could still potentially have an MVP caliber season, but won't get over his own prima donna bullshit long enough to fucking do anything for us.
What was it? 385 yards and 4 touchdowns, I believe.
It was something like that. He's been having a good year when he's out on the field. The only game that he's actually had where he's been quote unquote bad was against the Saints. But the thing is, though, is it's like right now I see them at best, we can maybe make the NFC Championship again.
Yeah, I think we're going to make it, but I don't think we're going to.
I think at best we're going to get that. I think we might lose in the divisional round depending on who we're facing.
Yeah. Because it's possible.
Because in my opinion, we face the Rams, we ain't going to get past the Rams. We have to face the Bucs, we ain't going to get past the Bucs.
Well, see, the difference between when we played the Rams in the playoffs last year and this year is the Rams have gotten better. I don't think we've gotten better. I think we're just about the same as we were. Granted, we're worse, actually. Because
I was about to say, I think we're worse.
Yeah, because some of our best players are going to be out.
Yeah, so. Some of our best players. Now, mind you, yes, I know that there's a certain parallel that a lot of people are trying to focus on, and I think that you're grasping at straws at this point, is how well our defense is playing, and that's how well our defense is playing without our 2 best players out there. Right. I'll give you that.
Mm-hmm.
But is it going to be enough? No. I don't think so.
Our special teams are still not very good.
Yeah, I don't think we have enough to get past those other teams. Yeah. And
I do have to say, though, our punter, Borquez, is doing a pretty damn good job.
Yeah, he is. I think, we have people on the team that are playing extremely well. I just don't think we have enough to get past that. I hate to say it, but I know, people don't like to hear this sort of thing, but at the same time, it's like, guys, you got, I feel like Packer fans right now, you guys need to start getting prepared for what's about to happen after this year.
Yep, because
we're not going to make it, like, if we make a Super Bowl and we win one this year, it's going to be a goddamn miracle. It's going to take some crazy
It's going to be like 2010.
I think it's going to take more than it took in 2010.
Really?
In my opinion, we had a better defense. We had a better overall offense. We had a better receiving core then than we do right now. Like, yes, we have the number one receiver in the league right now.
Right.
But when you look at that team back in 2010, we didn't have...
You had 2 or 3 really top-notch receivers.
Cobb was at the top of his game. Jordy at the top of his game. Greg Jennings at the top of his game. Our defense was playing outstanding fucking football. Like Clay Matthews in his prime, Woodson. Yeah.
Was Julius? No, Julius
wasn't there yet. He was still in Chicago. A.J. Hawk was still there, and he was still playing pretty well.
You know, A.J. Hawk was pretty overrated, though, as far as I'm concerned. He was okay, but like if you got past him, he couldn't catch up to you.
No, but that wasn't his game style, though. Like, he was an interior, like, middle linebacker. That was one of the things about it. His whole thing wasn't about catching guys on the outside or catching somebody trying to go past him. His objective was to control the trenches.
Okay.
And he did, and in my opinion, he did that very well. Like, was he going to be a Hall of Fame type guy for it? Well, no, but the thing is that the one thing I loved about A.J. Hawk is that it didn't matter who had that ball. If he's lining up and he's got you square, you're not getting past him.
No. Like, but if you get around...
You get around him. The thing is like, but like also at the same time, like, you look at a lot of, like, I feel like people discredit A.J. Hawk because we got so spoiled by Blake Martinez.
That's true. That is true.
You know, because
Blake could catch anybody.
Blake could keep up with anybody on that field. And once he got his hands on you, you're done. Like,
he was like a tackling machine.
He was the best, one of the best pure tacklers I've ever seen play in my entire life.
And we let him go. But then again, he didn't fit the scheme.
Like when we changed our scheme up, he did struggle.
Yeah.
And I can understand why we let him go because he didn't fit within the system. It did upset me though, like, because I'll admit, he's one of the main time guys over there in New York, but like, it would have been nice to see him go somewhere else.
Oh, yeah.
To me, what I thought would have been a really good fit for Blake would have been him going and playing alongside Bobby Wagner in Seattle.
Oh, yeah.
That duo would have been disgusting. It would have been so cool to see because it's like Bobby Wagner's still a top-end middle linebacker.
Yeah.
You got both those guys there, dude. You're done. Like, it ain't going to matter that their secondary is fucking garbage, man. That linebacking core is going to fucking destroy you. No, I don't think the Packers are going to get it. I think Packers need to. I know we're still in the middle of the year, and you guys can be mad at me and all you want, but at the end of the day, here, guys, I'm not looking about what this season is going to bring. I'm looking to what the future could potentially bring us.
Right.
And I'm not going to lie. After Rodgers leaves, we're going to have a couple of rough years.
Yeah.
It's not going to be pretty, okay? I don't think Jordan Love is the heir apparent. They're probably going to give him a season or two to see what he can do. Thankfully, during this time, we're probably still going to have Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon.
Well, at least for 3 years with Jones.
Yes, and that's it. So, and we still have the majority of that offensive line.
Right. We still have all the receivers, probably other than Devontae, unless they
Devontae's the only one. Well, Devontae and Cobb are going to be gone after this year.
Well, they could franchise Devontae.
Yeah, but then he could refuse to play. And then they're just throwing empty money at him.
Right, that's true.
I have a feeling after what happened this offseason with Aaron, they're not going to try to draw a line in the sand and having a pissing contest with players.
No.
I think after this year, they're not, because honestly, that's what they did. They literally tried to go ahead and like measure wieners with fucking Aaron Rodgers, and
they lost.
Well, I mean, technically they didn't because
No.
he did come back. But the thing is, though, is that...
Or did we lose, in a way, by having Aaron Rodgers come back? I mean, he's playing good football, but just...
Well, no, I would say that at the end of the day, I wouldn't say anybody necessarily lost, because honestly, unless they were to make some crazy blockbuster trade for some other top-end quarterback, betting away our future on it, Aaron Rodgers was going to be our best chance of getting a title this year.
Right.
Like, that's that, straight up. And I'm not denying that. But to me, it's like, okay, obviously Aaron already is planning his escape.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like, I have a feeling that, like, he's going to be long gone, whether it be to Denver or Pittsburgh or wherever he ends up going. Even Indianapolis. God, could you imagine him in Indianapolis with that team right now? Holy fuck. Or even going to the Browns, like we were talking about before.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie, low-key, I would love to see him play in Cleveland.
Oh, yeah.
I would. I've said it before, I'll say it again. Cleveland with Aaron Rodgers would be the most unstoppable team in the league.
I think so. I mean,
because
he's done it with receivers that aren't necessarily, they're maybe number 2 receivers, number 3. Obviously, Devontae's one par excellence, but I don't necessarily think the Browns have really top-notch receivers right now.
Well, I mean, they got Landry, they got good tight ends. To me, I look at the overall scope of that team. You got the defense, you got the coaching, you got the run game, you got an offensive line, and it's the same thing in Indianapolis. You got the same exact things. Like, it's a little sketchy when it comes to the receiver end.
Yeah.
But you got a running game, you got a line, and you got really good coaching and a really good defense. Like, I feel like those are the things that, in my eyes, because like the thing is that let's just say hypothetically Rodgers goes to Cleveland or Indianapolis next year. He could pull Devontae to come over there with him. He could go ahead and be like, Cobb, get your ass over here. You know what I mean? He could go ahead and literally say to any of these other receivers that are about to be there in free agency, hey, you want to come take a play cut? Come play with me and we can go try to get a ring. A lot of those guys are going to be able to go. A lot of guys are doing that now. So,
because the thing is you're right. I mean, Indianapolis has one of the best lines. They have a really fairly decent defense. Mm-hmm. Granted, I don't think their defense is as good as it was last year. But I don't think it needs to because Jonathan Taylor is just tearing it up.
Right. I mean, yeah, like, so I feel like Packer fans need to be prepared for the next couple of years, and that's what I'm trying to look for. I'm not worrying about this year anymore. Like, on that end, I just think it needs to... But yeah, since you mentioned Jonathan Taylor, let's go ahead and hop into MVP talk here, because as of right now, Jonathan Taylor is probably the number one guy on that list.
No.
You know, if especially like you were saying last night when we were talking with Derrick Henry being out for the year, like Jonathan Taylor has got an opportunity. Could you have imagined if Derrick Henry was still healthy doing what he was doing, and then seeing Jonathan Taylor and Derrick Henry?
Yeah,
that would have been the first time that we would see an MVP conversation with two top-end running backs in so long. Because everybody's so fucking focused on QBs, they don't realize that these guys are like literally backbones of teams.
Oh, completely.
You know, like that would have been nuts. But, like, I look at guys like Jonathan Taylor. Jonathan Taylor is probably, if he stays healthy, continues doing what he's doing, he's probably going to end up winning it. I mean, other guys that I've seen in this conversation, well, I don't have them written down. I still think Stafford deserves to be part of that conversation.
Oh, yeah. Brady.
I was just about to say, I hate to say it, but Brady is definitely part of the conversation.
What about Dak?
I was about to say Dak is somebody who I think deserves to be part of the conversation. Kyler, even with Arizona kind of faltering over the last couple of weeks and Kyler being out, I still think that Kyler has put enough together and can continue to put enough, especially if he ends up finishing this year strong, to potentially get himself an MVP this year.
I mean, that ankle injury really, really did hurt him in more ways than just one.
Right, but also at the same time, I think I don't even want to necessarily say that it hurts his chances. Like, it does to a degree, but, like, as long as when he is able to come back, they're able to continue playing good football, they're able to continue getting wins, push that playoff run, he's got a shot at getting in there, too. But, like, I think it's kind of strange that when you look at the group of guys that are in this MVP conversation right now, outside of Brady, who else has really been part of MVP conversations?
Not many.
The only person I can think of is Stafford, because when Stafford did those back-to-back 5,000-yard seasons.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no.
And I feel that when that happened, the only reason why he didn't get considered for that is, for one, the Lions were playing like garbage, but also, like, you had guys like Rodgers and Brady and fucking Peyton Manning going and doing the things that they were doing.
Right.
So, cracking. Oh, that's good. That's good stuff right there. That's good mood juice. It's not mood juice. It's just Arizona tea here, guys.
Yes.
By the way,
Arizona tea.
Yeah, we like our Arizona tea. By the way, Arizona, if you would like to sponsor us, we know you don't watch our show, but if you would like to sponsor us, we
would love that.
You could pay us in free tea.
Yes, exactly, because we drink a lot of it. And money. Oh my God. That was fun.
I'll go ahead and throw you guys a sponsorship for a thick pack of green tea, $100 million, and 2 double cheeseburger coupons for Dairy Queen.
And I smell me. If you're out there, please remember me.
God, it's good to be back.
Oh, yeah. Yes, exactly.
But,
okay. Moving right along.
Moving right along, because we're almost closing on the first hour.
Yep.
No internet issues, no camera issues. This blinking on the mic is driving me nuts, but we are catching audio.
Oh, good.
So, there's only one issue that I think is about to happen when we close this, and I think it's not going to save to the file, so I'm going to have to try to figure out where the fuck this thing ends up. But that's okay. We'll figure that out. I'm just a little bit worried that I might not be able to put it on Anchor, but that's whatever. I digress. We're already in this.
Let's get going. That.
So, we talked about MVPs.
Yep.
Let's go ahead and dive into the potential offensive rookie of the year. Because this is something that, oh my God.
What's up?
About to sneeze. Yup. That happened. A lot of people have been talking about offensive rookie of the year the last few weeks. And I remember the last time we talked about it, which was what, like week 5, I think?
Yeah.
I feel that it's probably pretty much the same group of guys.
Yeah. Jamar Chase
and Najee Harris, I feel, are the 2 main front runners.
Oh, yeah.
And Mac Jones is
on the outside.
He's like right there at that third.
Yeah.
Like, he's the only quarterback out of these rookie QBs who has done anything worth a fucking damn.
Right.
Okay, Zach Wilson hasn't been able to do fuck all because of the team he's on.
Yep.
Which is a fucking shame. Trevor Lawrence, I don't want to necessarily blame what's happening in Jacksonville on Trevor Lawrence. I know a lot of people are thinking, he's a bust because he's throwing picks and blah, 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 blah. And it's like, dude, Peyton Manning broke the rookie interception record his rookie year, and then he went off to win 5 MVPs and get himself 2 rings. So, like, I feel like people are being a little hard on him, but, like, is he a rookie of the year candidate? No, but he does have the potential of still having a good career.
Right.
Justin Fields is not going to win Rookie of the Year this year, but he, I think, has a lot of potential.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like, looking at Trey Lance just hasn't gotten an opportunity really yet.
Not yet, no.
Because he's still having to sit behind Garoppolo. But I feel like Mac Jones, like we said before, he's that guy that he stepped into the best situation out of all of those QBs.
Oh, yeah.
You know, he has a lot. He's got a good defense. I feel like the only thing that's really kind of like holding Mac Jones back is he doesn't have a number 1 receiver.
Oh, yeah.
Like, if he, like, because I know they had Jacoby Myers and stuff like that.
Oh,
Anthony's watching. What's up, buddy?
Hey, Anthony.
Fuck the Vikings. Fuck the Vikings.
The Vikings.
They had a good win. I'll give them that. But looking at this, like, Mac Jones, he's got the most to succeed. He doesn't have that great of a receiving core, though. Like, Jacoby Myers is a guy that I thought was going to be a monster for them. And I think he still could be, but it's kind of like, man, dude, if
but
they were
it's like more like a team thing instead of just...
Well, I feel like when it comes to the Patriots, it's more the running game. Mac Jones is just kind of maintaining the offense, and then that defense is picked up so well.
Their defense
like, that Patriots defense is going back and playing like the Patriots defenses of old, and I love that. I mean, while I hate the Patriots, it's nice to kind of see them get their swagger back. But I think the one guy that I kind of really, like, I know a lot of people I know you're very sold on Ja'Marr Chase, and he's having a great year. I really kind of feel like Najee Harris is, to me, I feel Najee Harris is an offensive rookie of the year simply because of the fact that he is one guy that is keeping a terrible team relevant.
Oh, yeah.
The only reason why the Steelers are even remotely relevant right now is because Najee Harris is keeping them in games. Because it sure shit isn't Ben Roethlisberger.
Oh, God, no.
Okay?
No. Or any of the receivers, really. Deontay Johnson, maybe.
He's good, but he's not getting a lot of production, and they're queuing up on him too much. Same thing with Chase Claypool. And then you got fucking Juju, who's more concerned with making fucking TikTok videos.
Well, he's not even playing.
Well, I know, but he's more concerned. He's always been more concerned with making his fucking TikTok videos than he has been anything else.
Right.
You know? It's all like hell, what was it? When they went to play against the fucking Chargers. He put up like 2 or 3 freaking videos up on TikTok of him just dancing about. And I'm not going to lie, I wanted to hop in the comments and be like, dude, stop it.
Well, yeah.
Like, outside of the girls who are fucking watching you for the thirst trap fucking portion of it, because they want to jump at NFL players' bones, nobody cares that you're doing dances on the fucking 50-yard line, okay? You're like Jackson Mahomes, but you're an actual player.
Yeah.
Okay, you're doing this stupid shit and nobody fucking cares. Like, it's gotten to a point to where I even know most Steelers fans from back home, people who are diehard Steelers fans are just like, dude, stop. Like, they don't care about it. Like,
no.
You know, just get out of there. So, like, Najee is literally the one shining star of that fucking team. And I think he deserves it. Because Ja'Marr Chase, while playing great football, he is definitely the number 1 receiver in Cincinnati. Him and Burrow are fucking destroying right now.
Number
I love it.
3 receiver overall, I believe.
Another guy that I think deserves to technically be part of that MVP conversation, going back to that, is Burrow.
Oh, yeah.
And I do believe that Burrow, in my opinion, is the front runner for comeback player of the year this year.
Oh, he should be.
I think he should be getting that. He should get
Or
comeback.
Cam, maybe. No,
not Cam. Sorry. I don't see Cam getting that because Cam hasn't done enough. Because Burrow has gone out, and while the Bengals themselves, I'd say they're better than mediocre.
Oh, they're better than they were last year.
A lot better. They're winning some very tough games. They're doing a lot of good things, and I like what the Bengals are doing when it comes to building their team. But when it comes to how Joe Burrow has been playing...
Oh, he's been playing just amazing.
He definitely is a wild card for that MVP
Oh, he should have it. He should have it.
Yeah, I think he should at least be part of the conversation.
Mm-hmm. I agree. What about Dak? Comeback player of the year?
You know, I didn't even think about that. But yeah, I think Dak is another one.
It's probably going to come down to
I think it'd be between Dak and Burrow. And honestly, either one of them were to win it, I would be happy with it. Because both of them went down with crazy injuries.
Oh, yeah.
That really sucks. Like, in all honesty, if Dak wouldn't have went down... Like, okay, Burrow probably wouldn't have had... MVP caliber year.
But he didn't have the line.
He had no offensive line and nobody to throw to.
No.
Whereas Dak had a great... Dak, before he went down, dude, he was playing MVP caliber
football.
Yeah,
he was.
So, like, I could see it. I could definitely see that. Absolutely. But, yeah, Man, not to get completely off topic here, just kind of miles away there for a minute. Oh, okay. So, we got to do 2 weeks on this worth of underrated killer of the week.
Underrated killer of the week.
So, for this last week here, we got Zach Ertz going ahead and getting it for this last week, man. Got 8 tucks, 88 yards, 2 touchdowns. Just came out and balled. His third game with the frickin' Cardinals. He's settling in nicely.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think anybody really expected him to be doing a whole hell of a lot. I was really hoping that he would. And it seems like he's settling in nice. The week before that, because we just weren't able to fucking do anything, Ramondre Stevenson, running back for the Patriots. He's had himself a couple of games.
Oh, yeah.
In that one game that he had, if I have this correctly. Okay, well, I don't have everything here, but I do got a very interesting stat line for how he has played. He has currently right now 67 touches for 305 yards. And 3 touchdowns.
Jeez, that's really
so
good.
That means that pretty much for every 20 attempts that he is getting, which is an average for an NFL running back, he is averaging around 100 yards and at least 1 touchdown.
That's really good.
That's really good for...
That's fantastic.
Yeah, that is exactly what you were wanting out of a guy. So, I'll admit, I never even heard of this cat until I saw those stat lines, but like
I would watch like the stats on ESPN and stuff during the preseason, and he had some really good games in the preseason for the Patriots, and I was kind of keeping my eye on him this year, and he really didn't do much earlier on, but now he's kind of coming out.
Stand up for a quick second. Oh, let the knees crack.
Yep.
Oh. Yeah, no, I think he's doing a great job. And
yeah, I mean, considering he wasn't the front runner in that, I mean, obviously I think they traded Sony Michel because they realized that Stevenson was going to be really good. And they also have Damian Harris.
Right.
Who was the front runner, and he probably still is, but he was hurt last week, I think.
He was been hurt the last couple of weeks, yeah.
So that's why they had Stevenson run, and he's been doing really well. I was looking at him for fantasy, but he wasn't doing enough at that point. And I think somebody just picked him up. Maybe not.
I'm not sure if he's been scooped up yet.
If not, you should probably do it before I do it.
Yeah.
Because I need running backs. Another running back just bit the dust. Another one bites the dust. And another one's gone.
Let's see if he's available in our league.
Yeah, let's see it. Because Carter just went down and I had him.
He is available in our league.
Oh, wow. No, I don't know what happened with that. Ooh, wow.
That is tempting.
Yeah.
That is damn tempting. And I'm not going to lie, I don't necessarily need running back help.
Hey, man, I do.
I know you do. I need receiver help is what I need.
Well,
shit, and another QB because, Josh Allen is fucking... Like, he started off playing like...
Really well.
He started off this year being an MVP, and now all of a sudden he's turned into fucking Rex Grossman. I just don't
What about Cade McNown?
No. Okay, we don't talk about Cade McNown.
Okay,
all right,
sorry.
let's not bring that guy up into this shit. Okay?
How about Trent Dilfer?
Trent Dilfer is better than Dan Marino because he has a Super Bowl ring.
Oh, see, that's my argument right there. That's my argument.
Trent Dilfer, one of the most overrated players in the history of mankind.
He was an awful quarterback.
He was so bad.
But they had such great defenses that they didn't really need a good quarterback.
Fucking really though.
And he had All-Star.
I do not know what our current records are for this because I still have to look it up. But let's hop into pick'ems. Yeah, I didn't get a chance to take a look at the 2 weeks ago. We didn't get a chance to do it last week. We're spiraling here, guys. I'm sorry, okay? But let's go ahead and dive into this.
My Sudoku obsession is taking over my fantasy football.
Oh, Jesus.
Actually, I don't play Sudoku. I made it up. I'm sorry. I had to do something to... My fantasy football this year is pathetic, needless to say. So I was looking for an excuse, so you wouldn't think that I was really, really bad. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean it. Please forgive me.
I'm coming, Elizabeth.
I'll commit ritual Sudoku. Okay, go ahead.
The power of Christ compels you. So let's go ahead and hop into this. So we got 3 Thursday night games here for Turkey Day.
Turkey Day.
First one I got here, Chicago going into Detroit.
That is a turkey game.
That game in itself.
Tim Boyle versus Andy Dalton.
Yep, the canned cranberry sauce of Thanksgiving games. Chicago versus Detroit.
I love that. That's awesome. That's the best way of saying it right there.
You know what? I know I'm gonna do this again. I've done it. This is gonna be the third time I picked it this year, but I am going with Detroit.
I am too, and they're gonna burn me.
They're probably gonna end up burning us, but you never know. There might be a chance where they don't. The main reason why is for 2 reasons. One, I want to see Detroit finally get a fucking W, but also I would love it because we were talking about this before. If Detroit beats Chicago and then Nagy is gone. Like, let's just get that. Can we please just have that? That would be so fucking great. But what would be hilarious is if Detroit was winning. Because, okay, one of the things that you can always count on is Detroit will find a way to win on Thanksgiving, I've noticed.
Oh, yeah. They're
so, it would be hilarious if Detroit was up by, 40 at the half, and all of a sudden you just see you just go ahead and they look over at Nagy, they just walk into there, just grab him, just yeet him out of the locker room, get the fuck out. Water boy, you're up, you're coaching.
I want to coach.
You could grab some fucking random bum off the street at this point, and you would have the same exact fucking result.
I'm better than a random bum. I had to do it.
That alone.
I had to do it.
God damn it, Tim. Fucking dickhead. Nope. There's 6 going up here that I can say. Let's go. Las Vegas going to Dallas. I'm taking Dallas on that
too.
one. While Dallas has had a couple of rough weeks the last couple of weeks, I think that I think that Dallas is going to win. They have the home field advantage. That's pretty clean cut for me. Even though I know clean cut is non-existent this year.
No.
Last Turkey Day game is Buffalo going into New Orleans.
Ooh.
See, the way Buffalo's playing lately, it's kind of like it's feast or famine. It's like my fantasy season this year. It's either feast or fucking famine.
Mine's more famine than it is feast. I'm starving. Give me some turkey. Go ahead.
No, like seriously though, it's kind of like fucking that Ethiopian kid, like just standing there all skin and bones, like. Can I have the cheese, please? Like, I think I want to go with Buffalo. Not just because I have Josh Allen, but also the fact that it's Trevor Siemian who's going to be starting for New Orleans. I mean,
yeah.
I have a feeling that I'm hoping that this being the case, that this is going to be the week that Buffalo starts to come back a bit, starts finding their swagger. So I'm going to put down Buffalo for that.
Yeah, me too.
Okay. So we're both on the same here. Starting with the Sunday games. Carolina going into Miami.
I'm going Carolina.
I think I'm going to do the same here. I think that Cam is going to go off on Miami.
Yep.
Because Miami's not good. I'm sorry. They're just not.
Although they have beaten some pretty good teams this year.
Yeah, they have.
But
I think that's more because, and I'm not going to lie, I'm a little bit more impressed with their defense than I am with their offense right now. Their offense is fucking... their offense is by far one of the worst I've seen this year. And in my opinion, too, is just a straight-up bust. Like, at this point, I think it is safe to say that Tua is a bust, and they need to move on.
Oh, yeah.
He can't stay healthy.
He has had a few good games. But, you're right. He can't stay healthy. I think he's too small.
Well, you know what? So is Daniel Jones, but nobody's going and calling him an elite quarterback.
Oh, God, no.
You know what I mean? Like, hell, at this point, I would rather have Daniel Jones than I would Tua.
Wow.
That's just where I'm at. If I had to take a pick.
Well, I mean, then again, Tua's been in the league longer.
They've been in the league the same amount of time.
Oh, have they?
I think. Yeah.
If
I'm not mistaken. Well, actually, I think this is Daniel Jones' third year, but either way.
I think I'd take Jones, yeah.
Yeah, I just personally would take Jones.
I'd rather not take either of them.
Honestly, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would rather try to find somebody else.
Yeah, exactly. A random vote?
I am not sure who the other person watching is, but hi. I'm wondering if maybe Anthony came back. I'm not sure. But anyway,
thank you.
Thank you for showing up here. Thank you for watching.
You're making my existence probable.
Atlanta going into Jacksonville. So,
oof. That's a tough one.
I'm going to go with Atlanta here. I think... Well, the main reason why is because I feel like it's going to go and boil down to experience at the QB position.
Right. Matt Ryan versus...
Yeah, it's going to be Matty Ice versus Trevor. And, Trevor's, fucking opening fucking Magic Mystery fuck-off tour is not going to be done until the season is done.
Yeah.
And, Atlanta is a pretty middle-of-the-road team, but I just think they have a better option.
I'm going with Atlanta.
You going Atlanta on that one?
Yeah.
All right. Another battle of bad teams here. The Jets going into Houston. Flip a fucking coin, and
Yeah.
I guess you're gonna see what happens.
I'm going to
there.
go with Houston because they're the home team.
You know,
I'm doing a homer on this one because I can't really even go there. It's just too absurd.
you know what? I think I'm gonna go with Houston as well because, like, when really looking at it, while the Jets have won a couple of games this year, the Jets are such a fucking conundrum, and trust me, that particular game is going to be a huge. The last two games, actually, that we're talking about are going to be a huge premise of our topic of the week here. Which is why I'm going to try. Well, we got to try to get through this so we can talk
Yeah.
about that.
Sounds
Next game, Philly going into New York to take on the Giants. Personally, I'm going Philly on this one.
Me too.
I think Philly has the better team here. I think Jalen Hurts, while again, we've said it once, I'll say it again, he is not the QB messiah people think he is,
No.
but he's playing good.
He's playing good.
You know, he's having a good year.
I'm going to fly like an eagle.
Pittsburgh going to Cincy. I think that Cincy is going to win that game. That's just me personally.
Since he's going to be there to throw, a.k.a. Joe Burrow, I'm going Cincy.
Yeah. I think Cincinnati has the much better offense. I mean, I think shit, right now, like, just looking at it, like, I'd much rather see Joe Burrow than Jamar Chase all goddamn day. And instead of frickin' watching Ben Roethlisberger, you know, stumble and fumble in the fucking pocket.
And drool.
Yeah. Go and drool over some fucking 16-year-old ACs in the fucking stands.
I could throw maybe 10 yards now if I really try. I can't scramble,
Yeah, fucking...
but I scramble a mean egg.
As we used to call him back when he had those charges with that fucking young girl, Rapelessberger.
Rapelessberger.
Which not to get off that, but, like, don't you think that's kind of crazy that, like, that he was still able to be in the league as long as he was after all of that?
Yep.
Like,
I call it Brandon Marshall syndrome.
like, it's just kind of, like, honestly, dude, when you look at it, it's like he kind of was trying to, like, Cosby chicks.
Well, yeah, he was.
You know, going ahead and trying to roofie and shit like that. It's like, dude, it's like, Anyway, I digress. We're not going to get to. I'm not going to. Yeah, we got to go. I don't want to talk about how terrible of a human being Beth Roethlisberger is.
Yeah.
Here's a tough one because this is a battle of good teams here. Tampa Bay going into Indianapolis.
Ooh.
Right.
Ooh.
Right.
Ooh.
Because it's a matter of is Tom Brady and that offense going to be able to do enough against that Indianapolis defense?
I'm thinking Indy.
You're going with Indy?
I'm thinking Indy. I think Indianapolis' time is here. And what do you think?
I think I'm going to go with Tampa Bay here.
Okay.
What the hell?
What?
What? What are you showing me here, H?
What's up?
Apparently, Harrison started throwing some stuff up here in the... Harrison's watching, I guess.
Cool.
So he showed some type of badge or some shit like that, and I'm kind of like, seen some... Okay. So what's up there, buddy? Something was showing up in like Spanish or something for like a badge to tag us for us or some shit. I don't know. I'm trying to like get through this and everything. But yeah, no, I'm gonna go with Tampa Bay. I don't know. I think maybe that Tampa Bay offense might have enough to get past them.
Could be.
That's one of those ones that's kind of a toss-up. To me, it's like I'm looking at Tampa Bay has a better offense, than Indianapolis does, but then at the same time, Jonathan Taylor might go ahead and rush for another 8,000 yards and fucking 20 touchdowns. Totally blowing that out of proportion. That's not actually
Well,
how
that
it
would
works.
be crazy.
That would be insanity.
I know.
But that would pretty much be like, yeah, he gets the ball 20 times, and each time it's like starting at the one, just eating himself down the fucking field.
Like 99 yards and a
It'd be
cloud of dust.
It'd be like if somebody was literally playing Madden.
Yep, exactly.
Just touching out everybody.
Go ahead.
Tennessee going into New England. I'm going New England on this
me
one.
too.
I mean, while Tennessee is playing good, they just went and got rid of Adrian Peterson. They're all... The defense isn't doing... Their defense has been kind of up and down. Like, some weeks they're doing good, other weeks maybe not so much.
I gotta move here real quick.
Oh, okay.
Hang on a minute.
No, you're okay.
I'll be right back.
I'll keep us going here for a moment. But yeah, guys, I feel that New England's got a better offense than what Tennessee is able to put together here. So... Plus, also with Derrick Henry being out, Adrian Peterson, they're just kind of trying to scrape together whatever they can in order to put together an offense. And I think New England's going to do a hell of a lot better job. But with Timmy stepping away here for a moment here, guys, be sure to go ahead and check us all on Twitch, Facebook. Hit up the page on TikTok. We are so close to hitting some of our goals here, guys. We are only 20 listeners away via Anchor in order to start actually putting ads in the podcast, which means we can start adding sponsorship, which is huge for us. And we are closing in every single day, getting closer to that 1,000 on TikTok, so we can go ahead and start going live on there, expand the conversation. Because, we want to open up this community for everybody to be able to talk candidly about football. That's the whole thing about it. And I know we're doing this right in the middle of it, but with Timmy having to take a quick break, I figured a great opportunity. So anybody who's watching or listening, guys, go ahead and hit us up on those different outlets. Hit us up on wherever your podcast, you go ahead and get your podcast, whether it's Spotify, iTunes, Google. And yeah, honestly, I just want to go ahead and also thank everybody who's been going ahead and giving us that support here over the last few months. It has been huge. I did not expect us to be growing at the level that we are and to be growing as quickly as we are, which, I mean, I guess in traditional standards, it's probably not growing the way that everybody would like most people would think would be successful. But to me, it's like hitting those small goals is huge. Like, I figured for the longest time it was only going to be a few of us, a few of our friends, actually our close friends, coming and watching us. But it's definitely getting a lot better. So thank you guys for that. Here, let's go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it. I'm back.
Tried to throw a little stuff in.
Sorry about that, people.
No worries.
I need super beta prostate. I got old man bladder.
Well, I mean, we've already been going for an hour and a half here, man. We're definitely cruising along. Okay, so back to pick'ems here. The Chargers going into Denver.
Chargers?
Yeah, Chargers.
Not even a...
Yeah, I'm not even questioning that one.
Yeah. Too bad about Denver. They just kind of fell apart.
Well, I kind of figured that they were going to end up being a middle-of-the-road team. That was just kind of me. Like, I didn't see them having any... Especially after you get rid of your best defensive player and you trade him away. Like, which brings up the very next game. The Rams going into Green Bay.
I'm going Green Bay.
I'm going to go with the Pack, too. I feel like us having home field is going to be a big thing. And also, while Stafford is on a different team, the Rodgers-Stafford rivalry, while has always been one of my favorites to watch.
Oh, yeah.
Because two greats. Like, and I don't give a shit if he ever wins an MVP or gets himself a ring. Matthew Stafford is a first ballot Hall of Famer in my
Oh,
opinion.
he should be. I agree.
So,
I agree.
And I've always loved watching those two go at it because even if, like, no matter who wins, it's going to be a show.
Oh, yeah.
So, but I think that in this one, I think that Green Bay is going to have the upper hand, especially after losing to Minnesota.
Oh, yeah.
You think they're going to let?
No.
You think those guys are going to let LA come in there and whomp on us? Fuck no, that ain't going to happen.
Not at Green Bay. If it was in LA,
if it was in SoFi, I would give that to LA.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it was in SoFi. Minnesota going into San Francisco.
I'm going Minnesota. I just don't see San Francisco having enough to beat them.
Same.
I mean, because if they could beat us, I just think we're better than San Francisco is.
Oh, yeah.
By a lot.
Well, I mean, hell, look at what we
got a
did
better
to San
quarterback.
Francisco this year.
Oh, yeah.
We beat the fucking shit out of them.
Oh, yeah.
So if we're able to beat the shit out of San Francisco, in theory, then Minnesota should be able to beat
Granted,
them.
this season doesn't go according to the script whatsoever.
Can't confirm.
Yeah, I mean, this season's been a conundrum.
Been a roller coaster of bullshit.
Oh, yeah.
Cleveland going into Baltimore. That's a tough one.
Yeah, that is a tough one.
That's a tough one to put a finger on because, well, Kareem Hunt's supposed to be back this week.
Ooh.
So, yeah. So Cleveland gets their two-headed monster back. Baltimore's been doing all right. They've been doing...
Jackson will be back this week, I'm assuming.
Yep.
He's been sick a lot. He's missed a lot of practice time because of COVID and other sicknesses that he's had.
He's going out there licking doorknobs.
Yeah. Kind of does.
I think I'm gonna go with Cleveland.
Me
I think.
too.
I think Cleveland is gonna.
If they can get Kareem back, yeah.
I think that they got a good chance at that. Now, finally, we got our Monday night game. Seattle going into Washington. That's another tough one, dude.
Yeah.
Because see, initially, I want to go with Seattle because Russell Wilson is better than Taylor Heineke.
Right.
But Seattle as a
has no
team
running
has
game.
Seattle as a team has been playing terrible. And Washington, it just kind of depends on the week.
Yeah.
You know, some weeks they play like gods.
Yeah.
And then other weeks
They play like dirt.
they're non-existent. They're like a
Yeah.
fucking pee-wee football team
Yeah.
out there. So
I'm going Washington.
you gonna go Washington on that
Yeah.
one? I think I'm gonna
Just
go with
because it's at
Seattle. Cause a little bit of a thing with not necessarily cause a thing with but like split it up. But also it's like it's kind of one of those ones where it's like flip a coin.
Yeah.
You might be able to figure something out.
It's either team doesn't have the answer and
Right. That is so tough.
oh man.
I just don't know. I don't fucking
I
know,
don't
buddy.
either.
Like, I really don't know. Like, it's... With a lot of these teams, like, you just don't know what the fuck is happening sometimes. But we'll use that to break into our topic of the week, which, holy cow, we've already gone an hour and a half. And one of the things I like, no dropped frames.
Oh, that's
so
awesome.
That is awesome. Yes, our topic of the week this week is kind of one that brings out the epitome of what this season has been. Is watching pretty much just terrible teams go ahead and get wins against what are supposed to be great teams. And there's been a lot of examples of it so far, and it just kind of makes you wonder what in the actual fuck is happening here.
Denver beating the Cowboys.
Yeah, Denver beating Dallas is one. Miami beating the Ravens is another.
Yep.
The Jets beating freaking Buffalo.
Jacksonville
Houston beating Buffalo. Like, fucking, like, what the fuck is happening here? Like,
Yeah.
because, I'm sorry, I never expected the Jets to be able to get hardly anything, let alone to be able to beat the Bills.
Right.
That Miami and Baltimore game was just insanity. Like, I did not expect that to go the way that it did at all. Like, I'll admit that when it came to that Baltimore-Miami game, Miami's defense just was able to do enough to keep them in it.
Right.
But, like, when you look at, like, the Jets when they beat Buffalo, it wasn't like it was close.
No.
They beat the fucking brakes off of them.
Yeah.
And they made Zach Wilson look like a god.
Well, it wasn't Zach
Wilson. No, not Zach Wilson.
Mike White.
Mike White. Yeah, they made Mike White look like the savior of New York.
Yeah.
Where
he isn't.
He's not. Like, looking at it after the fact, it's kind of like,
We called it.
Yeah, we told y'all that wasn't going to go.
I know you said, no, you're wrong, but we were right, so we'll gloat.
Yeah, like, sorry, not sorry, guys, and we didn't mean it in a hateful way. It's just...
No, we wanted you to,
Again, realists.
Yes.
But, what in the fuck is happening here? Like, because to me, to me, it feels like the only bad team that is continuously playing like the bad team that everybody expects them to is Detroit.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
You know? Like, every year you'll probably have like one or two of those little fluke games, you know, where you got a bad team. You got a team like the Jets maybe, like, potentially getting a win against Buffalo. You know what? Hey, you know what? They were in New York. You know, Buffalo had a bad game. It happens. You know, the Jets were able to sneak one off on them. Whatever. Like, we're not going to worry about it. But then
Jacksonville.
Then you got Jacksonville, who on paper is a significantly better team than New York.
Right. Exactly.
Minus the coaching. Honestly, you want to know what I think would be hilarious but yet beneficial, for Jacksonville, is to take Salah, because in my opinion, New York has got much better coaching than Jacksonville does.
Yeah.
Swap Salah and his crew with Urban Meyer and his team, because then New York can go ahead and be the true shit show.
Yeah.
And Jacksonville might actually have a chance because they have the talent.
True.
To be a decent team. They just don't have a coaching staff. And then the Jets, they have a coaching staff. They just don't have any talent. So, like...
well, they've got young talent. Elijah Moore is going to be... I think he's going to be a good receiver. Carter's going to be a pretty decent running back.
Maybe.
I mean, he's had some good games.
They've had a couple of decent games, yeah. But they don't have a defense. They don't have an offensive line.
No. And they don't have... I mean, Crowder's not bad. Jamison Crowder is a pretty good wide receiver. But, yeah, it's not like a number one. Yeah.
No, they don't have a number one receiver.
No.
In my opinion, I don't think Michael Carter's a number one running back.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, it's one of those things to where, like, if they were to get an offensive line behind him, in front of him, then maybe you could see something there.
Right.
But otherwise, I don't see it. I don't see it happening. And then you got a team like Houston where...
you got no running game.
Houston doesn't have anything.
Well, they got Brandon Cooks.
Okay. And he has been mediocre at best.
No. Let me pull up his stats, okay?
Like...
Just hear me out. Okay?
Let's see. Let me see here.
Brandon Cooks. He has 659 yards and 2 touchdowns on a really bad team. That's not too bad.
Well, okay, when I'm looking at his stuff here, I see that at the beginning of the year, those first 3 games, he started off really well.
Right.
And then since then, he's had 1 game of double-digit stats. Like, yeah, he's got yards.
Yeah, and he's got
some receptions on a bad team. But, like, okay, but the reason why I say it's mediocre, in my opinion, the reason why I say it's mediocre is that, yeah, the only reason why he's putting up those numbers is because he's the only guy that's decent on that team.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, you take Brandon Cooks and you put... If you're, like, look at what Brandon Cooks was doing when he was in Los Angeles. He wasn't doing fuck all.
Oh, no, he wasn't.
Okay?
No,
if you were to put him on any of these other teams, outside of maybe the Packers...
Well, the Patriots, he had a fairly decent year.
Yeah, but but he had Cam Newton throwing to him.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Like, Cam Newton wasn't a fit. To me, I felt like when it looked at that stuff from last year, well, like when they looked at with Cam and fucking Brandon Cooks and everything like that, to me, I felt like that Belichick and them were just kind of grasping at straws, trying to just, okay, we don't have Tom Brady. We kind of have to throw something together here.
Yeah.
Let's see if this works. And then clearly they're like, okay, this isn't going to work.
No.
But, like, to me, I feel like Brandon Cooks is doing better than where his talent level at this stage is. And that's only because of the fact that he's on a bad team.
Right.
Like, because in all reality, like, looking at some of this, like, last week against Tennessee, he had 3 targets. That week 9 against Miami, he had 14 targets. He only caught 6.
Holy cow.
So that means that when he's playing against a defense that's queuing up on him, he's going to be fighting to get anything done.
Right. Exactly.
It's kind of proving that, because, like, looking at this, he's got 4 double-digit target days. And there's a couple of them here where he did pretty well at the beginning. Against Cleveland, against Carolina, did good. But then, looking at this... The only game that he has since then, in my opinion, that looks like he's done anything was week 8 against the Rams. He went 6 for 6 for 83 and a touchdown.
Oh, yep.
That's it. And it's kind of like, man, if that's all you're, like...
Yeah.
Like, looking at that...
I guess it's not as good as I thought it was.
Well, I think the big thing that kind of throws that off is the amount of yards. Because he's got a good amount of receptions and he's got a good amount of yards.
Right.
But the thing is it's kind of like, okay, well, who else on that team is doing anything?
Nope.
You got no quarterback. You've got no offensive line. You've got no running game, really.
Yeah.
You got nobody else to throw that football to.
You got no defense, really.
Yeah, and then no real coaching staff.
No, exactly.
You just kind of threw the coaching staff together with whatever you could fucking find. And it's like, dude, that... To me, I feel like, in my opinion... Houston is the worst team in football right now.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I think that when it comes to overall talent level, coaching, all of it combined, Houston, while, yes, they've gotten a couple of wins and they fought really hard, and I'll give them that. But when you look at all of the stuff that is needed in comparison, like, because if I were to look at, like, hell, the Jets, in my opinion, they got more talent on that team than Houston does. Mm-hmm. Looking at Miami, they got more talent on that team. Detroit has more talent on that team. Hell, I would take the Detroit roster as is right now over Houston.
Oh, yeah. No, I agree.
Simply because of the fact that I feel like Jared Goff would actually be able to do more for me than Tyrod Taylor would.
Yeah.
Like, and I hate to say it, but like we were saying at the beginning of the year, dude, Houston is the island of misfit toys. They really are.
Yeah,
they literally are the place where if nobody else wants it, Houston will take them.
Oh, heck, yeah.
I wouldn't be shocked if because of their freaking running game being so bad, they sign Adrian Peterson in the next couple of weeks. Just because, like, well, fuck it, we'll let you finish the year out with us. At least you can play some fucking football. Or maybe just so that way they could say, hey, you looked at Tennessee's fucking playbook. What they got going on over there, But I think that when it comes to these bad teams beating some of these good teams, I feel like Houston especially, is going to be one of those teams that they are going to ruin their draft chances
Oh, yeah.
by fighting for some of these games. And I know I know fans hate hearing that, like, you should never have to play for draft position. That's terrible. Terrible.
That's good
It's like,
strategy.
in my opinion, it is.
Yeah.
It's a great strategy. I think, now mind you, the Jets don't necessarily need to worry about that. They can go ahead and they have who they feel is their QB of the future with Wilson. Yeah, I don't hold Wilson accountable for anything that happens with the Jets this season, because what the hell have you given him?
Right. You need an offensive line.
Yeah.
You need to get another really good receiver.
You need to give them something.
Yeah.
Give him something.
Maybe another good running back.
Right. Yeah. Plus, build up that defense a little bit. Try to do something to help these guys out. But the thing is to me, it's like with Houston, it's like you guys are fighting, and then if there is any, like, big-time keyed-up freaking offensive player that you guys are hoping to scoop up, you guys aren't going to be able to scoop them up because you guys are trying to play your way out of the top 5 in picks.
Oh, completely. You're absolutely right.
You shouldn't be doing that.
No.
Especially with the fact that with the whole Deshaun Watson thing going on. Like, what the hell are you guys doing? In my opinion, you guys should be playing complete garbage.
Yep.
You guys should be trying to play for that number 1.
Yeah, exactly.
You know? Or at least the number 2. So in that way, whoever Detroit takes, you know you at least got a chance to get that next best player.
Flea flicker every play.
Play it like that old school Techno Bowl, like halfback toss to the right, but you don't get a touchdown because they're just gonna they're gonna overload on whatever side and just fucking run whoever it is over. But
run up the middle 5 times in a row.
Oh my God, no!
Mike McCarthy.
I'm about to be like Mike McCarthy. Fucking at her again. But yeah, like looking at some of this, like some of the other teams that are out there, like Miami. Miami is another team that I feel is trying to play their way out of getting a top-end draft pick when they shouldn't be. In my opinion, they should be trying.
Oh, yeah.
And the sad thing is it's like when you look at Miami actually, like on paper, actually has a pretty decent team.
Yeah, it's not bad.
You know, they have a couple of offensive weapons. They got Gesicki. They still have what's his nuts? That one receiver.
Parker.
Yes, thank you, Devontae Parker. They still have him. They have a pretty decent defense, and they have some fair coaching out there.
Yep.
Why not, like... But the thing is because Tua is clearly a bust. I know that's why they were possibly trying to go ahead and get Deshaun. They should be trying to play for a top-end draft pick.
Yeah, definitely.
To me, when it comes to all of the quote-unquote bad teams, the one team that I can see out there that's close to that bottom of the fucking rack that, in my opinion, can afford to play like that is Jacksonville. Right. They got their QB. They have tons of fucking talent on the offensive side. They could go ahead and drop and try to maybe worry about picking up like a defensive player or something.
Oh, yeah.
But like, or maybe even an offensive lineman. But in all reality, like, they have a team that can be built around.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
You know, like, they can continue with
Jones
that.
And Chevault and Chark.
Yeah, Shark. Like because like you got a quarterback that in the long term is probably going to be really good for you guys.
Oh yeah,
you got a good receiving core. You guys got a good running back core. You got a pretty good O-line. Like to me, Jacksonville's biggest downfall is their coaching.
Oh, and coaching.
Their defense. See, the thing is that they do have some playmakers though on their defense.
Right.
Whereas that's more than like say Houston or the Jets have.
That have none.
You know, yeah, they don't have anything really. So, you know, whereas at least Jacksonville, they have a base group of guys that you can build off of. So, like them trying to play their way out of the top 5, that one makes sense to me. Whereas these other guys, honestly, you guys should like. to me, Miami, Houston, the Jets, kind of, you guys should all just be throwing your third stringers in.
Yeah, Giants.
Giants too. Fuck. Throw throw your worst of the worst players out there. See what the fuck happens. I know that's a terrible thing because people are like, oh, nobody's gonna do that. These guys are paid to win. Well, guess what? What you guys are doing ain't fucking working.
Right.
Okay?
Exactly.
New York football is a fucking joke right now.
Oh, completely.
Okay? Houston football is, you got the island of misfit toys. Okay? And then Miami, really, like what?
Yeah.
Like how many more years, how many more games are you guys going to give Tua to start fucking up?
Well, yeah.
Like, in all reality, Miami could technically go and trade for a decent QB and then be a contender, like at least a playoff contender. So,
could you imagine Russell Wilson in Miami? I couldn't.
No, not Miami.
I don't think that would work.
I couldn't see that.
No.
I couldn't see that one. Like, if Russell Wilson were to leave Seattle, there's only a couple of places that I could legitimately see him going.
Yeah.
Like, Green Bay is one. Cleveland maybe another, depending on this Baker Mayfield situation.
That would be interesting.
Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Because Pittsburgh, in all reality, is
Denver.
only... Denver is another one. Bit of a long shot, but potentially even San Francisco, because while they have Trey Lance, and I know they're just kind of looking to move on, to possibly move on from Jimmy G, but I could see Wilson doing pretty well in that system. I don't see a whole lot there for those guys. Like, I just...
No.
To me, I feel like Miami is gonna there's not a whole lot outside of nice weather for certain parts of the year that's really appealing to people to go to play for Miami.
Not really. I mean, they need a good running back.
They need running backs. They need a line.
They need
They can use more receivers.
Yeah.
To me, I feel like Miami has been, and they've been doing this for a long time. I feel like ever since Dan Marino left, they have been so focused on grabbing their next QB of the future that they haven't put a whole heck of a lot of emphasis on what they're going to do for that quarterback.
right. Especially defense.
Right, like right now, I think Miami, this is probably one of the best defenses Miami has had in recent memory.
Yeah.
But their offense is so fucking terrible that they can't keep up.
Right.
So I think,
and then their defense gets tired and
and then they can't do anything in the fourth quarter. But oh shit, we're already close on 2 hours here.
Wow.
But yeah, to go ahead and start wrapping things up here, guys, I think that people, seriously, guys, pay attention to what these bad teams like Houston, New York, both teams in New York, Miami, Jacksonville, hell, even Detroit, Chicago, starts looking and pay attention to see what these guys are going to be doing, because I feel like that top 10 going into next year's draft is going to be a very interesting mix. And while there hasn't been really much talk of who's going to be, at least not that I've seen, because they usually try not to, at least at this point of the year, showing who the top of the draft class is going to be. But I feel like there's some guys that we're going to be seeing in that top 5, top 10 that are going to be your usual suspects. But then I feel like this is going to be... I think this is going to be a very interesting... This is leading up to being one of the most interesting off seasons we are probably ever going to see.
It's gonna... the NFL is going to look so much different next year.
Yeah. And I think it's going to be in more ways than people can even possibly fathom.
Oh, yeah.
There's going to be a lot of top-end talent that you see playing for your favorite team this year that next year is not going to be there. So just keep a close eye on that.
Now, is this the year that the cap goes up?
I'm not sure.
It's either this year or next year.
I think it might be this next year. Yeah. I don't know. I guess we're going to find out. I'd have to look that up.
Yeah.
But we got people watching. That's nice. But yeah, so with that being said, guys, first I want to thank everybody who's been watching this week.
Thank you.
We had, just to let you guys know what happened, basically my laptop decided to commit suicide. So with the help of my amazing partner here and what I was able to put together, we were able to get a new computer that, was able to help get us going this week. And like I said before, guys, want to thank you guys for all the support that we've gotten. It's a lot more than I ever thought that we would be having at this stage. I mean, honestly.
I thought maybe there'd be like 4 or 5 people.
I figured at most we'd have maybe a few people by the end of the year. Like it was going to be a couple of people. I know Harrison tunes in every single week. I know Shonda occasionally checks in on it, and we have a couple of guys from the league. But right now, we have 300 some people that follow us on TikTok.
That's
we have. I checked last night, dude. We're only 20 followers away through the podcasts to have it to where we meet our goal for 50 to have ads finally.
So any of you out there that are watching this, tell all your friends to watch it if they like football.
Right.
Because maybe they'll get something out of it.
Right.
We'll get something out of it.
Yes, because the more that we're able to do, the more followers we have, then
the more we might be even able to do these shows.
Yeah. That's the goal, man. If we can have it to where, I'm not going to lie, I would love to get it to where we can end up doing a few episodes a week.
That would be awesome.
Do a Monday, Wednesday, Friday kind of thing.
I would love that.
Or even just doing a 2-episode a week thing. We want to do it to where we can start bringing out more content. And obviously, in order to do that, we need followers. Yep. And while we love you guys who are already here, anybody who goes ahead and finds us out there, man, the support will definitely be great, and we love the support that's been getting out there.
Like us.
Yeah, like us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, TikTok.
Everything.
I'm going to start up an Instagram page here for us soon, because that'll give us another thing that we can go live on. Also, be sure to, wherever you guys get your podcasts, whether it be iTunes, Spotify, Google, wherever you guys get it, we're on all those outlets.
And if you want to come in and see me at the 5 Points mobile station, I'll talk football with you. I love talking football.
Yeah.
If I'm not busy, I'll talk football all day.
Yeah, and hit us. Yeah, I've been running on the TikTok page and everything like that. That's probably where I spend most of the time when we're not actually on here. So hit me up on there. We'll go ahead and shit. Even if you guys want to debate stuff, we'll definitely do it, man.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe we could do a show just debating.
Debating with fans?
Yeah.
See, that's why I want to get us on TikTok. That's why I want to get that live thing on there and be like, hey, debate us on football, man. We'll sit here and debate it with you. We don't give a shit. But yeah, on that note, be sure to hit us up there, guys. Go ahead and throw those shares and likes out there. Tell your mom, your grandma, whoever it is that that likes football that you think would possibly like to check us out.